Hi everyone, welcome to another fact of the day. What I want to talk to you about today is about this planet, which hopefully you will recognize as being, well, it looks kind of red. It's known as the red planet. And well done if you said this was Mars. Now, Mars is actually visible on a clear night just now. So get out there and have a look for it. It just looks like a bright red star. Very, very cool. Have a look for it. And something, Mars was in the news recently because something happened on Thursday. Pretty sure it was Thursday. And it was this. This isn't an actual photo, but this is just an image. But this is what it looks like. And this Mars rover called Perseverance successfully landed on Mars on Thursday, which was very good news because I think of all the missions that have tried to land on Mars, I think maybe only half of them are successful. Just Mars can have some very powerful storms and dust storms, which can obviously destroy a landing, a robot landing. Definitely wouldn't go well. So anyway, Perseverance, what is it up there for? Well, it's to search for signs of life in the past on Mars. Mars used to be a lot warmer. There used to be sort of lakes and all sorts of stuff on Mars. So scientists are thinking there's a good chance that life did exist at one point on Mars, and they want to see if there's any evidence left behind that they can. No evidence has been found yet, but this is what this thing is up there for now, and it's going to have a good look to see. But it's not just about looking for signs of life in the past. It's also going to be checking out the weather, about Mars's weather. You will actually be able to. I don't think they've uploaded any yet, but you will be able to listen to the sounds of the wind on Mars, which is pretty cool. You can listen to the wind on another planet, which is pretty awesome. Um, Also, it's going to be testing technologies for humans to explore and land on Mars, which is going to be something that will happen without a doubt. Humans will go to Mars. I'm 100% positive about that. I mean, we can't land on Venus, it's far too hot and everything just gets crushed. Not even the strongest robots have survived for much longer than an hour on Venus. Just not going to happen. Mercury is almost just as hot and quite difficult to land on. Actually, Mercury goes around the sun very, very fast. So it's difficult to land on and far too close. So that's not an option either. It's got to be Mars. The next one out is Jupiter, and it's a gas giant. There's nothing to land on. So although some of its moons are looking like a possibility in the future, which is kind of cool. Um, so in order to do that, it's going to look at how much water is there on Mars that we can use. We need water to survive. We're going to need it. So how much is there up there? That would be quite handy to know. And also, it's going to look at the oxygen as well, because most of Mars's atmosphere isn't oxygen, which we need to breathe. So, is there oxygen enough that we can use to convert or survive and all these fancy things? So, it's pretty cool. So, it's basically paving the way for humans to come and explore it for ourselves, see if we could survive there, which is kind of awesome. This is how it landed, which is very, very cool, I think. Very, very smart. Now, if you want to learn a lot more about this, I've got our website up here. I've put a link in just below this video on Google Classroom. It's a NASA mission, so they've got all the information. They're in charge of it. And there's so much information. You can see that's where I got the picture from. So much information um, all down here. For example, not only are they doing all these cool things with Perseverance, this rover, they actually have, where is it? Can I find it somewhere? I thought it was here. Let's go to the overview for the spacecraft. Don't want to ruin the surprise here. Oh my goodness, I had it a minute ago and I can't see it. Let's look for surface operations when it's actually there. That's kind of cool. Let's have a look if I can find it. Here it is. Good stuff. Didn't waste too much of your time. The Mars helicopter called Ingenuity, which is going to be the first flight on another planet, first kind of powered flight on another planet, which is very cool. Not sure if it's flown quite yet, but I think it's pretty close. And here's a sort of an image of it. Look at that. How cool is that? It's like a drone almost. Think of it like a drone. They're actually going to be flying that on Mars, which is a huge step. It's not easy to fly stuff on Mars. The atmosphere is really thin. So they're just testing it out. And won't fly for very long, but how cool is that? That's very, very cool. So there's loads of information. You can see it. See, it's all here. You can look at. There's a 3D model. All the information here. There's a video about it. Activities for you to do. Make your own paper helicopter. Lots of pictures. Look, that's the team just for the helicopter side of things. Never mind the whole project itself, launching it on the rocket, getting it there, landing it safely. This is just for the helicopter, all those people. So you can imagine the amount of work that this took to make this mission happen. All these things, 5 things to know. Look, first test of powered flight on another planet. Pretty cool stuff. It may fly for up to 90 seconds. So, like I said, it's not going to fly for very long, but these are the kind of cool things. And there's also a link to this video, which I thought you might like. Just get rid of that for a second. So there's Perseverance there, and the point where it's going to land is called the Jezero crater, just here, and they think that this is where a lake used to be, Lake Jezero, which is very good indication that life might have been there. There's lots of life in our lakes, lochs, and places like that. So that's where they're going to be looking. It's all dried up now, a long time ago, but there still may be evidence that life used to exist in the sand and the mud that was left behind. If I actually go back a little bit actually you can see it here. See just up here? You can almost see that it used to be a river curving around. This was a big canyon. And you can see this used to be a river, and then the river slowed down here, spread out wide, and because it slowed down, it kind of left all this mud and sand behind, and it flowed into this big lake, Jezero. And on Earth, this is a very good place to find life. So if there was life on Mars, they reckon that it would have been here. But how did they decide to land it here? I mean, it's a big decision. Where do you land this thing? Well, it took them 5 years of research and studying to pick this as a landing site. This came top of the pile. Where are we going to find the most evidence of life that might have existed on Mars? 5 years later, I think it's going to be here. So hopefully they're right. But yeah, here's another image. You can see it coming out here. And I think they zoomed. This is where it's landed, and it's going to be its route. They're just highlighting the edge of the crater here, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's just saying here the goal of the mission is to find out whether life existed. It's a bit too cold and dry nowadays for it to exist, but it might have existed once, which is pretty cool. So I'm just going to let it zoom in here just for a second. Obviously the lakes and the water and everything has disappeared, but they can tell just by looking at these images that it used to be here. And I think they make a pretty obvious go here. Actually, you'll see just up here at the top, keep an eye out, they'll show where the water used to flow through this canyon here and then spread out here. There you go. So that's where it used to flow. out onto this bit here, known as a delta, where all the sort of the mud and that would have been left, which is pretty cool. And this is the path that the rover is going to try and follow, called the Prime mission, and it's going to look for life. It's going to head out to actually where the shores used to be. So you can imagine this bit just around the corner here would have been a nice beach just here. You can imagine that was the shoreline. Here's all the water of the lake and the shoreline here. So it's really, really cool stuff. So I'll stop there because you can have a look at all this stuff yourself if you want to. But I just thought that was a pretty cool one to show you. So there you go. Perseverance is there right now. Just have a look, and there you go. Oh, one last thing. If you do see, maybe it's on the home page. It's just to give you. Oh no, that's just for the Mars helicopter. Whoops, that's the Mars helicopter home. Here we go. All right, let's have a looky here. No, it's not going to show me. But anyway, if you can see, go over here, maybe. If you see something called Sol, S-O-L, that is actually a Mars day, which is pretty cool. Let's go for the news. Oh, no, that's just showing that the helicopter is working, which is pretty cool. Don't think they've flown it yet, but anyway, you might see something called Sol, S-O-L, and that's what they call a Mars day, which is just slightly longer than Earth. I think it's something like 24 hours and 39 minutes or something like that. So if you see Sol, it's been there for, 3 or 4 sols. That just means 3 or 4 days on Mars, just to give you that bit of information there. Okay, right, I'm going to stop talking now. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that. Right, bye.